I've been using MidJourney now for over 2 years and generated thousands of images, and I'm going to show you everything I know as a pro in the next 10 to 20 minutes or so.
All good predictions rhyme.
I'm AiAtom, and on this channel I show you how to use the coolest AI tools on the market, and this video is your ultimate guide to MidJourney, which is a titan of AI image generation, with more features and cool tricks than any of its competitors. Plus, a recent update that lets you use it online without the Discord channel. I mean, take a look at these images. Amazing, right? Now let's go in depth, where I'm going to show you how to generate amazing pieces, write perfect prompts, create consistent characters, and show you some great bonus resources to take your image generation game to the next level. Go to the description below and open the link to MidJourney, and let's get started. When you get to MidJourney and sign up, you'll get access to the site. We're not going to go into the Discord channel in this video because the site is a huge improvement on that. Here you can create an account or log in.
Let's get started.
Now, I'm not going to bury the lead. MidJourney is a paid service, but I'm going to show you why it's worth it. When you get to the main page, you can click create and it will take you to the pricing page. And here you can see the basic plan is at $8 a month when billed annually, but with the monthly, it's going to be $10 a month paid monthly. With this, you can generate 200 images per month, and you get general commercial terms, meaning you can use the images you create for commercial purposes. You can also top up your credits to create additional images. And the other plans that are included here basically just increase the speed at which you can generate your images and the number of images that you are able to generate. But on to the fun stuff. The first place that you should definitely check out is the Explore tab. This is where different images created by the community are posted, and this is a great place to get inspiration for your own creations and get an idea of what prompts are used to create these images. So when you click on an image, you're able to see the exact prompt that that user used to create the image you're looking at. And this is great, especially when you are trying to narrow down on a style for an image you're trying to create, because it gives you plenty of different styles to reference and take and make your own in MidJourney.
I'll be taking that.
Another great resource for creating really good prompts with MidJourney is going to be a website called Prompt Hero. Now, Prompt Hero is a repository of thousands of images created with MidJourney, and it's all categorized. So when you get on here and you find an image that you like the style of, you can go directly on it and you can see all of the different components that went into creating this image. This is extremely helpful for MidJourney because of how the prompts work, where they are all different components added with commas. So they're all separated, and this is great for picking and choosing different elements that you really like when you're creating your prompts. Speaking of prompts, let's jump into how you should create your prompts for MidJourney to create the best images that you can.
That's what I'm talking about!
Now, to generate images in MidJourney, you just need to go to the upper bar here, and this is where you're going to enter your prompt. Now, MidJourney can create images off of regular prompts, just like any other image generator, but that's not where it really excels. In truth, MidJourney breaks down your prompts into 3 key components. One can be something like an image reference. Now, this is where you can add images that you can directly reference for your prompt and have MidJourney create images that are similar or with similar styles to the image that you uploaded. This is very intuitive with the web-based interface, as you just need to upload the images here. Secondly, you have the description section. This is where you enter your text prompt. And the text prompts with MidJourney can work just like any other AI image generator, but MidJourney works best if different components of your image and descriptions are separated by commas when you're writing your prompt. So you can see that in this description here, that they have the descriptions and they're all separated by commas. A bar in the penthouse of an apartment on the top floor, comma with red lighting. Separating these really helps MidJourney bring out its full potential. MidJourney also has fantastic documentation on the types of descriptors you can add to really dial in your descriptions and create exactly the kind of image you want, by covering not only the subject, but also things like the lighting, the color, the mood, and the composition that you want to display in your image generation. Finally, when you have your description down, you can tweak it even further by going into the extra parameters, and you can get that by this upper icon here. Now here, you can tweak things like the image size and the dimensions of your image. You can also tweak the model that MidJourney is running off of, and there's a really cool feature that you can use called Personalize, which becomes available when you start providing feedback on the images that you generate. MidJourney will actually take the feedback that you provided and try to create images that you are more likely to find appealing based on your previous feedback.
Yes. Yes. I like what you've done here.
So this is really beneficial once you've been using MidJourney longer, because you can create images that are more likely to suit your needs quickly. Finally, you have the aesthetics tab. Here you have stylization, weirdness, and variety. Now these are different parameters that you can tweak that will change MidJourney's adherence to your prompt. So stylization will add more artistic flow and color to your image based on MidJourney's own concept of artistic flair. Weirdness will add other elements and add an element of chaos to your image generations, giving you some more unexpected outcomes when you're trying to generate your images. And variety will do a similar thing, but with the image grids. So rather than having 4 images that are very similar when you generate, you're more likely to have 4 very unique images based off of that same prompt. Now let's make some images. Here I have a prompt, and this is going to be a white whale in space, impressionist painting, galactic background, neon lighting, vibrant and energetic. You can see that each of these descriptors have things like energy, background, the type or style of the image, along with the actual description of what I want as the main piece. So we have all of this put together in the way that MidJourney likes it, separated by commas. Now for this piece, I'm going to go with a landscape, and we are going to turn up the stylization along with the variety so I can get some different types of images as well when I generate this. And let's see what we get. So now that I've hit enter, you can see that it is now creating that image, and if I go to the create tab, we will see this loading. Here we are, and you can really see how that variety parameter affects the differences in these images, how each of these are wildly different from the other. So I can click on each of these and see what I really like about these. And when you get into an image, here's where things get really advanced with MidJourney. From an image that you like, you can actually go through and you have some other options to use. You can upscale, you can also vary this image, which I will do now. By hitting strong, I'm now creating 4 more images based off of this as a baseline. And these reruns will show up in the create tab as well. So here we have 4 more images generated off the style and look of this image. So the one that I really like is here, and let's get into the more category. So in the more category, you can rerun the entire image and edit the prompt, or you can actually click the editor. And in the editor, you can do things like erase certain parts of the image. And when you do this, you can rerun with the same prompt, and this will create another set of images. So when we look at the next set of images, you can see that the whale now has a dorsal fin and several other renditions. Now the last thing you can do with these images is use the image to create a new image, the style of this image to create something else, or use the prompt again, but with a reference image. So you can use this in several ways to improve upon what you already have. And you have more options here like remix, and remix is going to be a way to make tweaks to your image. So when I hit strong here, I can get my remixed image, and here I added wearing a crown. And when I ran this, I got these images here with a whale, similar style and color pop, but the whale is wearing a crown. So that is just one of the other features you can use to fine tune the images that you like already, but you want to make some changes in. Now we're going to use a reference image to create something with a very specific style. So what I'm going to do here is go into my image tab, and I'm going to select this painting by Van Gogh. Now here's a really cool feature, and this is a little pro tip. When you upload an image, you can hit this eye, and this eye is actually going to kind of reverse engineer the image and give you all of the descriptions that could be used to create an image like this. So you can see that it has artists like Vincent van Gogh along with some of these other descriptors here. So I can either use this as a reference image, or I can click on these and add them directly into my prompt. So I'm going to add those descriptors that are relevant, like a blue sky and in the style of Van Gogh, to this prompt. And then I'm also going to go back and have this as a reference image. So now when I run this, let's see what it comes up with. And we can see we got some very interesting versions of this, but when I used the reference image along with the descriptors, it also interpolated some of the structure and aspects of that reference image. So that is something that you should be aware of when you use a reference image, is you will also get some of the other parts of that style input into the image, where this is no longer a galactic thing, it is in the style of Van Gogh. Let's try it again, but with just adding the in the style of Van Gogh, and see what happens. And here we have the images. So they are still way off, and that is probably due to the fact that I have the stylization way up as well as the variety, but it still generated some very cool images.
Wow.
And this is just part of exploring with MidJourney and trying different things. Now that you have the basics down for creating images with MidJourney, I'm going to show you one of the really cool features. Now this is creating consistent character images. So you can start by uploading an image of a specific character. In this case, this is going to be AiAtom. And when you click or hover over the image, you're going to see this use as a character reference. So when I click that, it's now going to use this with my prompt to create a different image, but using him as a character reference. So this character as an astronaut floating in space. When I generate, let's see what it comes up with. And here we have the first versions. So you can see that it's taken the character, but put him in space and floating. But we can do better than this. So what we're gonna try next is adding that same character and adding him as a reference. And we are going to add in a different prompt. This time, this character as a pirate on a pirate ship with an excited feel. And what we're going to do now is up the stylization factor and a little bit of the weirdness factor so we can get a few more different images that we can potentially look at. And in this case, I'm going to use a portrait because I like to use these images in the portrait format. So let's go ahead and run this and see what we get here. And you can see with these new images, we have that pirate feel, and it's done a lot of different variety as well with some adaptation. You can see that the suits changed in some of these, and that is really what you can use aesthetics for, is to allow MidJourney to be a little bit more creative with your prompt and add different things, especially when you're using things like reference characters. But let me show you one more pro tip with using reference characters, and that really comes from this image down here. Now, when I use the Van Gogh image as a style reference, you can see that it added some of the different parts of that image into my generation, like the buildings. And that's what we're going to take advantage of here. By uploading just a character image as a style reference, it only has the character to refer to. So it's going to incorporate most of the look of the character into an image while trying to use it as a style reference. So when I add something like this character in a suit of armor in a medieval castle, and let's just make sure that we have stylize and weirdness in the settings that we want them to, we will enable MidJourney to use it as a style and interpolate a little bit more. So rather than repeating the exact same character with the exact same suit and everything like that, MidJourney is going to be able to be a little bit more creative in what it generates. And these are different runs that I've used with this character as a style reference. So you can see that it's changed the suit, the atmosphere, and other things, but we have a little bit less consistent character. So the look is slightly different, but we do get a lot of very consistent looks from this run as well, but MidJourney is able to be a lot more creative with what it generates. And then if I find an image that I really like, I can use this as a style reference with a character reference to create another image. So I'm going to use this image as a reference and use this as a character reference. And then we can go ahead and see what that looks like. So I'm going to say combine these images, and we'll just see what that looks like. And here is what the final image looks like. So we got the general kind of sweeping feel of this image with a more consistent character. Now maybe we need to dial up the stylization or mess around with these parameters more, but we were able to get the general color scheme of the other image and combine it with the consistent character that we have here. So this is just one of the many examples of different things that you can do with combining images, using style references, and using character references to create some amazing pictures in MidJourney. Finally, let's touch on three last important aspects for MidJourney. The first one is the Organize tab. In the Organize tab, you are able to create different files and folders to organize all of the images you create. So this is really nice if you're creating dozens of different images, you're able to put them in different folders and get them organized. Next is the personalization. So when you go in here and there's this personalize option, you can train MidJourney to create images that you prefer. So when you go to the Personalize tab, you can start teaching the model to create images that you prefer. And you basically go through and show MidJourney what kind of images you prefer. Now, once MidJourney learns the kinds of images that you like, it will start generating images that are closer to the things that you generally prefer.
High five.
Now, this is very useful for when you are creating images at a larger scale because MidJourney will adapt to your preferences and start getting more and more accurate on the images that you really enjoy generating. Now, the final piece that I wanted to show you is the documentation. MidJourney has fantastic documentation, including a quick start guide. This goes in depth into all of the different settings, options, and things that you can do with MidJourney, and they do a really great job with their documentation. So this is definitely worth a look if you want to really take your MidJourney game to the next level. Hope you learned something in this guide to MidJourney. Subscribe for more videos like this.